Greetings everyone, military ration enthusiast here, and today we're taking a look at an MRE I've really wanted to try for a long time. This is of course MRE menu number 18, beef ravioli in meat sauce. So let's get right into it. Department of Defense seal is right here, peelable seal at the top. Let's crack it open. It comes double wrapped in this vacuum package. These usually don't hold their vacuum, but seems now this one's done its trick. There should be a tear notch in one of the corners, you just gotta look for it, you just gotta trial and error. I do not think it's marked. And let's look inside. Here is our pouch with the main beef ravioli in meat sauce. Cardboard sleeve with nutritional information for the main and preparation. These are Italian breadsticks. Accessory package, we'll look at it in a moment. Would you look at that? You get a pack of chocolate M&Ms. It's not very often that you see a civilian item in a military ration. We have a vacuum sealed packet of recovery bar, salted caramel marshmallow crisp. That sounds absolutely delectable. We've got a carbohydrate electrolyte beverage base powder, fruit punch, natural and artificial flavoring. We also have packet of normal cheese spread, 1 ounce, 28 grams. Standard issue MRE spoon. This is the Flameless ration heater. This is how you heat up the ration, which I'll show you in a moment. And another little bottle of Tabasco pepper sauce. Would you look at that? Real tiny and cute. Well, this is everything. I'm gonna lay it out on a plate and we'll be right back. Oh, since I always tend to forget, the accessory package, we'll look at it too. We have the standard ration of toilet paper. This comes in all MREs. Then we have this little matchbook, supposedly windproof matches, but water damp proof matches, but these are not very reliable because they bend easily and are very hard to ignite. And the rest, we've just got a moist towelette, a packet of iodized salt, and a pack of cinnamon flavored chewing gum as denoted by the red packaging. Now here's most of everything laid out. Let's first start as usual by heating up our main course. We're doing this by taking up the ration package and tearing open our FRH, or Flameless ration heater. Now that the FRH is open, oh, it seems to have torn. Right, now assuming your Flameless ration heater did not break down, you would use the actual bag for this, but instead we're gonna have to improvise and use a Ziploc bag instead. But this is a good opportunity to illustrate how the Flameless ration heater actually works. Inside the bag, you've got this felt permeable pouch, which is the heating element. It is filled with a chemical mixture of sodium chloride, table salt, and magnesium metal. Now what you would do is take whatever you want to heat and place it inside. so that the heating element touches the pouch, and then you are supposed to activate it by dissolving the sodium chloride inside the heating element by adding water. Just a little bit will do. I can hear it already working there. Now we can just seal everything back up and shake it around so that all of the element is touched by the water. It's probably a good idea, since I'm doing this in a Ziploc bag, to leave a little corner of it unsealed so that the steam can escape. You can see it is already getting really steamy in there. Just shake it around, make sure that the water touches all of the element. Now again, in the original pouch, the water also serves as a better source of heat transfer. But essentially what is happening when you're using an FRH is that you are steam heating the ration pack. You can see steam is building up in there. I'm gonna lay it on its side and open a little corner here, just so that the steam can vent out. Now, this also produces a tiny bit of hydrogen gas, it is stated, but that is not an issue unless a lot of heaters are used within an enclosed space, like a Humvee. It is mentioned you should open a window in order to prevent any sort of explosion or fire. Shame that the bag of this FRH broke down, because that element seems to be very fresh, very active. Seldom do you get one that works so nicely. But in any case, in the meantime, let's prepare our side items. Let's try out these Italian breadsticks. Here they are. There's also an oxygen absorber inside the pouch. Practically a solid segmented mass, reminiscent of the new type of MRE bread that we've seen in the last video. Let's try one of these out on their own first. They smell very rich of aromatic herbs, but also kind of a stinging smell. The herbs definitely don't smell fresh, even though they're in there, definitely. So these things have a really, on their own, they have a really weird but not bad, pasty texture to them. And that MRE taste, that characteristic MRE taste that can't exactly be described if you haven't tried an MRE before, is definitely there as well. Very prevalent in these, but they're not necessarily bad. Now we're given this cheese spread alongside them, so this should definitely help brighten them up. A reminder, whenever dealing with MRE cheese spread or jam or peanut butter, it's really important to knead the packaging well before opening it up, so that if there was any oil separation or water separation in the case of jam, you can knead it all back in and it's nice and homogeneous. And just be careful not to knead it too hard so that one of the corners gets blown off. Here we go. This one actually tore nice and easily. Usually they don't tear this easily. Let's load it up onto our breadsticks. That's one. That's two. Look at that beautiful rich golden color. Probably colored with carotene, but still. Let's try it out. Yes, this combination surprisingly works really well with essentially cheese spread, canned cheese flavor with also again pretty peculiar aromatics flavor of the Italian breadsticks. It's not a bad combination. There's also not much to say about it, other than that the the flavor of those herbs does seem to kind of get overwhelmed by just flavor of the cheese spread, but you can still feel them more subtly. Maybe that's better. Now that's all well and good, but let's also get some drinks going on this. We've got this carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder fruit punch. Let's check it out. Shake the bag. There's a little ziploc here. It is very red in there. When you open it up, there's this pungent smell of... It doesn't even smell like something you would drink, but it smells more like room perfume. Now, as usual, this pouch is intended specifically so that you can drink out of it in the field, but for the sake of presentation, we'll pour it into a glass. Very brightly colored. It seems that not all of it has completely dissolved, so let's give it a stir with our standard issue spoon here. Let's give this thing a try. It's still got the same smell, pungent, almost like room odorizer rather than something you would expect to drink. Despite that pungent smell, the flavor is actually pretty washed out. It's mainly sour, and it's got a lot of exotic fruits hints there, but you cannot really put your finger on anything. I guess this is how Kool-Aid is in America. I don't know. I've never tried Kool-Aid, so this is technically my first time trying it, same as with the PB&J in the last video. But in any case, I hear that our improvised FRH has stopped whirring, so we can take out the pouch and examine our main. The only problem with these FRHs, they are very ergonomic, very useful, super easy to use, but the only problem with them is that they tend to unevenly heat things because the heating element can obviously only be on one side of the pouch. Now, there are some rations like the Polish ones, which have double-sided, and I think even the Chinese ones, the ones that have FRHs, have double-sided flameless ration heater so that your ration gets heated evenly no matter what or how you put it in. So here's the pack. Let's tear it open, see what's inside. Oh yeah, nice and hot. To be honest, I never had a flameless ration heater work this well before. Too bad the actual bag broke. And here it is. Ah, there's a heavenly smell as soon as you open this thing up. What's what you got inside? Let's append it onto our plate. There we go. It looks pretty much like canned ravioli, but smells absolutely great. And it's nice and hot. I can't wait to try this. For beef ravioli in meat sauce, I expected it to be a bit more salty, but we can remedy that. It's practically there's practically no salt at all to feel inside. Thankfully, they give you this little package of iodized salt, and we can sprinkle some on. Oh yeah, adding that salt definitely enhances the flavors and everything. Brings the meat flavor much more into much closer, much easier to feel. And yes, we'll try this little pepper sauce as well. Now just give me a moment to open it up because these seals are incredibly notorious for being difficult to open up. And I'll be right back. There it is, opened up. This seems much more liquid than the usual Tabasco sauce, so I got to be careful when pouring this. Don't want to add too much, don't know how spicy this is, but let's mix it in and give it a try. You can definitely feel the vinegar out of it. Alright, let's try again. Now fully seasoned up. Yes, that's the way to prepare this. I'd expected this to be more flavorful out of the pouch. I was a bit disappointed. But adding that sauce and that hot sauce helps so much. And not just because it like brightens it up. It is a dish that is indeed flavorful, but it really brings that flavor to bear once you add the salt and everything. And this tropical fruit electrolyte beverage is actually pretty good as a palate cleanser after this. It's nice and mild, not too sweet. Again, they could tone down the coloring a bit, but otherwise, it's pretty well fitting. Well, in any case, I want to finish this up and then we'll take a look at our dessert items. I'll be right back. Alright, that was a really nice main course, but let's also check out our desserts now. We have basically just a packet of M&Ms, and while these are essentially just a civilian item, interestingly enough, I noticed that the MRE version has a different packaging, more akin to those of the other MRE products, where all of the edges of the pack are sealed in order to make it more durable instead of just the ends. Now, a lot of Russian reviewers like me tend to be pretty upset when they get civilian items in a military ration because it's practically something you can get out of a store either way, nothing new. But think about the soldiers in the field, they must be thinking the exact opposite. A nice taste of home, something to remember that by. So this is practically what we've got. I always was disappointed that the colors mean nothing for M&Ms, but they're still pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty much M&Ms. Nothing to talk about. If you haven't tried one of these, go get yourself a pack. They're pretty neat. Now, what I'm really excited about is this recovery bar, salted caramel and marshmallow crisp. This is something I have not seen or heard of before. So I'm really itching to try it out. Double sealed, okay. Double sealed with an oxygen absorber in the first wrapper, so they clearly do not expect this one to be airtight. Very interesting. Look at that. It's a little cereal bar. Pretty dense too. No particular smell whatsoever, actually. So let's try it out. The salted caramel flavor is not really present at all. Just if you maybe haven't hit it yet, but it's mainly just sweet and crunchy from the expanded rice that they have in these. Yeah, maybe you can pick up on a bit of caramel tinge then and there, but you can definitely not feel any salt in this. I feel a bit short-changed, but this is still pretty good. It's sweet, crispy, crunchy, not too hard, with just that little aroma of slightly burnt sugar, but no salt at all here. Pretty solid dessert items. This one is a bit of a scam if you ask me. It's in truth really good, but to me it feels like a bit of a scam because there is absolutely no salted caramel flavor in there. But still solid menu, good dessert, and it's nice that the MRE menus always try this out to get a taste of every culture. There's Mexican menus, there's Italian menus like these ones, there's the goulash we tried last time, Hungarian menu. So even though they may not get exactly the point of that country's cuisine, you can definitely feel like you are traveling all around the world just through these military rations, which I think is really cute. In any case, this has been Military Ration Enthusiast. I really hope you enjoyed this ration, as have I, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!